Is the American dream alive? Is the American dream still alive? My question to my financial freedom fighters, is the American dream still alive? Only 20% of men in the United States are making $60,000 or more a year. Is the American dream still alive? Is the American dream still as well as people on social media and all walks of life pretend that the American dream is alive? My question, is the American dream still alive? With only 20% of all men making 60,000 per year. That's like hand to mouth. That is paycheck to paycheck. That is struggling. You're struggling making 60,000 a year in the United States. That's paycheck to paycheck. Especially if you have a family of 4 or even a family of 2. 6,000 is not enough to take care of your family of 2. If you want to live in a nice neighborhood that is not drugs infected, that is not full of gang members and so forth, you gotta, it's very hard for you to get into a community to live with that kind of money. 60,000, only 20% of men that is making that kind of money. So what about the other 80%? They're barely going by. And the way to financial freedom, 1 job cannot do it. 2 jobs cannot do it no more. You have to have a side hustle. You gotta have an investment. You gotta have something coming on from some other area of your life. You can't just stick to one thing anymore. Is the American dream still alive? Or is the American dream is dead? Is the American dream dead? It's just a small percentage of people are making it alive easily, making, don't talk about $100,000. It's a very small percentage making $100,000. That's 6 figure. This is a very small percentage. And when I say all, 20% of all men, I mean black and white. I'm not talking about a race now. I'm talking about white and black. Only 20% between the men and the white man and the black man. 20%. And only 8% out of that are minority. Only 8% out of that are minority. As I was talking to my son, and my son was giving me the heads up of the research. As he went and researched. Only 8% of minority men are making 60,000. Only, that's it. Everybody else is making 20, 30, or even lower in some states. Is the American dream still alive? Are we going hard enough? Are we hungry enough? A couple years back, you could find a house for $150,000. A nice 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, you could find for $150,000. Now, the average house is about $400,000. So the average person cannot afford to buy a house. No, the average person cannot afford right now to buy a house. They got to be rented. And they will be continue renting for a long time. Because if you're not making at least 6 figure, 100,000 a year, it's going to be very hard for you to reach your goal of getting things up and running where you're able to buy a home in this time. The average house right now is $400,000. And I'm talking about places like Florida and places like in New York. The average house in New York, you ain't getting it for $400,000. You got to have more money. At least $700,000, $800,000 to get a house in New York City. And I'm not talking about no great neighborhood either. Just an average house. Is the American dream dead or what? Is it still reachable for us to achieve the American dream? Especially minority. Is it still reachable? Can we really make it? to have our own home. So we are moving into a rent, just rent. And I think for the next 20 years we're gonna be renting because people are not gonna afford to buy a house for themselves. It's not gonna happen. The American dream are on life support. So I would say the American dream is on life support. Yes. Don't watch those people who are pretending on social media to have it all made. Not so. Don't watch those people on social media who their life is just prospering. They're making all this money. They're faking it. Many of the people on social media are broke. That you're looking at on social media don't have no money. They don't live anywhere. They don't have any house. They are broke. Financial freedom fighter. My question is the American dream dead or what? Is it still possible for us to reach our financial freedom? Is it possible for us to achieve the American dream like it was sold to us? Are we going to be working for the rest of our life and retire broke, have nothing, still depending on our children to give us this and give us that? Is it possible that we can escape the matrix? Is it possible that we can get out of the rut? We can get out of the bottom of the barrel. It is possible. Is it possible? The question is it possible? I'll say yes, it is possible. But you have to be focused, laser focused. You gotta downsize and you have to spend wisely. Don't just run to the store to cash your check as soon as you get paid and your payday. Don't go put yourself in debt and call for debt. Don't try to please or impress. Save more and invest when you can. Rich people invest first. When they get a chunk of money, they invest first and they spend after they invest. Poor people reverse it. We spend, then invest what left. But we should invest first and then spend what left. Financial freedom fighters. Is the dream still alive or what? Is the dream still alive? Is the dream still alive? Financial freedom fighters. Is the dream, the American dream, is it still alive or is it dead? To some of us, the American dream is dead. But I will say the American dream is not dead, but the American dream is on life support. Yes, the American dream is on life support. You gotta get more hungry. You gotta be more active, trying to get yourself together that you can. Right now, everyone is in a survival mode right now. But I say to you, do not get tricked by those people on social media that showing that everything is good. No, everything is not good. Everybody's life is not as smooth like they show you. A lot of people on social media are broke. They have no money. They're trying their best to put a good front up. But on the way to financial freedom, these are the things that you got to understand. You will have those people that come to pretend like they are what they are not. But you and yourself must believe in yourself and work hard at what you're doing. Work hard at what you're doing. Put more into what you're doing. Make more sacrifice for yourself. You don't have to buy that new shoes. You don't have to buy that new phone. You don't have to do some of the things that you've been doing and spending out of what you can afford. In Jamaica, my parents would said, don't put your basket where you cannot reach it. Try to work in your circle. If you only could afford a car for 100,000, get the car. If you only could afford a car for 20,000, get the car you could afford. Don't put yourself in a position where you can't pay for this $200,000-$300,000 car that you're driving and showing off on social media when you know you're broke. Financial freedom fighter, my question to you, is the American dream dead or what? Financial freedom fighter, stay focused, keep your head up, and keep moving. I wish you the best on your financial freedom journey, and I hope you will find financial freedom for you and your family. Stay focused, keep your head up, and just know that the American dream is on a life support, but you can make a difference by doing different things. Make some changes, small changes, spend less, eat out less, and just do things that is different that's gonna help you get to the next level. One love, stay focused, keep your head up. Like, share, and subscribe to my video, Financial Freedom Fighter. One love. Bam.